3, 2, 1, and action. I've known this girl for longer than most of you guys have. One thing I can say for sure, she was cuckoo in the head back then. She's cuckoo in the head right now. Tonight on What's Your Mantra, or maybe today on What's Your Mantra, whatever time you're watching this, an actor, Bollywood, Hollywood, and I don't know which all other countries are going to invite her to do films for her, because she is India's gift to the international market, and an author now, a fabulous host, but more than anything else, my sweet girl, Kubbie Doobie pampara, Kubbie Doobie para-pa, Kubbie Doobie da-da-da-da, Kubbra Sait, ladies and gentlemen.
Manny,
hey,
like, this is really interesting, right? Like, this is not your introduction to me, to the rest of the world, through this show. This is me every time I call you.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we do Kubbie Doobie. Yeah, oh, sorry, we have to clarify that this is what we do. This is how we speak.
Literally, right?
So, like, caller tune hai.
No!
मेरा नहीं मतलब मेरे लिए तू caller tune तेरा वही है तेरा दिमाग में.
Yeah, so when I call you, this is how you, like, before a hello, you're like, hey, Kubbra Dooba. And then it goes immediately to Kubbie Doobie papa. So I love you so much. Like, there's never, like, it could be whatever mood, it could be whatever day, and I call you, and that's the response I get from you. So no matter where I am, I know where I will be. Like, where I'm, like, just like, I'm teleported into like a different universe when I'm with you. And
I can't even tell people, no, the way you meet, because ये जगह छोटी पड़ जाएगी. Guys, can I please tell you, Kubbra Sait has the warmest and the tightest hugs ever.
That is true.
And I'm the lucky one. I'm one of the lucky ones. And Kubbie shows love in different ways to different people. And I'm the lucky one who gets the longest and the warmest and sometimes the tightest hugs. Dude, you've actually injured me at times also, and injured many other people also.
It's true.
Because that's the love, you can't control it.
People have had like sciatica and all that stuff, and I've like jumped on them.
What Prithvi pe मेरा show खत्म करने का Prithvi theatre पे है, and Kubbie comes from a distance, and it's a slow-mo shot. It's a slow-mo shot. She comes in 1, 2, and there's a leap.
Yes, and I'm on you, and I have a picture of that. There,
yeah, actually she's so inspired by Shifu, by a cat. So you are a cat person, no?
I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Since the time I was a baby.
Yeah.
I always had cats.
Shifu's been with you for how long? Mother of Shifu. Sorry, I had to introduce her in many more. तूने आधे में रोक दिया मेरे को. So actor, anchor, ये सब तो ठीक है, my friend तो ठीक है. Biryani queen.
That is true.
Party starter.
That is true.
And mother of Shifu.
That is true.
Shifu is the cat, by the way, just for everyone.
Yeah.
But everyone knows.
Everyone
by
knows.
Now this thing, yeah.
Everyone knows. And also, Shifu is 11 years old now.
In human years, तो वो पार हो चुके हैं.
मतलब वो
अब वो सही में शीफू हैं.
हाँ जी, it's true.
कहाँ जा रही हो? खाना कहाँ है मेरा?
No, actually it's like जा रही हो ना, फिर ठीक है.
अच्छा ये वाले. Yeah, dude, उसका है, and Shifu's got the most brilliant expressions.
बस यार हो गया ना, why are you here now? हो गया ना 3 दिन यार, अब क्या है? जाओ अपने मतलब करना है कब?
So much fun. So Kubbra, and what about the Biryani queen? Am I saying it right?
Yes. I think I've managed to create
and you cook
my
well,
own
yeah.
little...
You cook well. I'm not just saying it because you're sitting over here, but अच्छा है, तू खाना बना लेती है. सुंदर सुशील लड़की है, खाना बहुत अच्छा बनाती है.
That is true.
हाँ, that's true. और इसकी पार्टीज अलग हैं.
हाँ.
तेरे घर का माहौल
लोग खाना खाने आते हैं, बातें करने आते हैं.
That's true.
और कभी कभार रेयरली ऐसे मोमेंट आता है जहाँ पे हम लोग एक फोटो भी निकालते हैं.
If you'd have a podcast, Kubbra, by the way, Kubbra, you're in your own studios. You and me go back a long way, girl. If you ever want to start a podcast, this is the place to be.
I have had the good fortune to work with you and try something I'd never tried before. हमने साथ में pandemic में we made stories.
We made the most amazing stories. Kubbra Sait, you have won awards for it. People have loved it. But me, as a listener and as a friend of yours, and as someone who knows you and as someone who has seen you grow as an actor, can I please tell you, leaps and bounds, and with every passing day, your work speaks for yourself. You're a growing actor. An aakhri sawal. A story about a psychiatrist.
This was the Aakhri Sawal. I said, yaar, jaldi nahi khatam.
Oh shit! And you know that's the same thing happening in Aakhri Sawal, which is an Audible original written by Adhir Bhatt and Ankush Salaria. It's about this criminal psychologist who is interviewing people who are on death row.
Yeah.
And people who are there in the jail or unke jaane se just pehle, right before they're about to be hung, this is the conversation they're having. So Aakhri Sawal, dude. Aakhri Sawal struck chords in a way that, you know, it hasn't happened. It's a dark show for sure.
Yeah, no, but I think that's the beauty, right? What was interesting about Aakhri Sawal was that it was grey.
It was great.
And people have started appreciating grey a lot more.
Yeah.
I mean, because all of us are just looking at life, I believe, at least we are looking at it, we should look at it.
Yeah, why
in
not?
terms of it just being for what it is. Instead of, oh, if it is this outcome only, then it's life. Or if it's that outcome only, then, अरे ये तो मेरी life है, मेरा तो हमेशा ऐसे ही होता है.
But even your choice of roles or the kind of roles that you're doing, I mean, is that a thing that, you know, roles attract people and people attract the kind of roles?
Yeah, actually, no, I haven't put too much thought to it, because I remember 5 years ago, someone asked me about
we were together
games.
5 years ago and we were sitting and chatting about so many things.
Sacred games के अगर बारे में कोई मेरे को तब पूछता और अभी भी, तो decision was not about, oh wow, creatively तुमको ये करना है या नहीं. मेरे लिए ये था कि यार ये करने से पैसे मिलेंगे या नहीं. और मुझे कुछ नया try करना था.
But yeah, the kind of roles, and it's not that,
now the roles come, and I think there is, sometimes I love it like immediately, and then when I think about it a lot, I'm like, Then there are things which come to you and you just cannot take it out of your mind. And then it goes away from you and then it comes back. So that's what's happening with like one of these new films that I want to really work on. It's going and it's coming and it's going and it's coming, and I know it's mine.
But I think that's the process.
Yeah, I think that's also such an interesting process, right? Because again, everyone thinks कि हाँ आप हर project के लिए हाँ बोल रहे हो. Yeah, oh, you've been very selective, are you? No, man. After a point, everyone has to pay their bills.
Yeah, true, dude.
You know, we do.
We're professional actors and
we are professional actors.
You cannot be केवल choice के नाम पे थोड़ी ना काम कर रहे हैं. रोजी रोटी है. Rosie Road. In fact, that's the reason why, come to think about it, the actors strike in Hollywood at this point of time. I was reading up about it, and the conversation is not just about artificial intelligence coming in. Of course, that's a big thing that they're discussing. But I read a quote where they said that there was a time when if you were even a regular middle-class actor in American television, you could pay your bills, you could live a regular life in America like any other professional, a chartered accountant, a plumber, an engineer. An actor was somebody who was not कि यार कल की रोटी मिलेगी कि नहीं. But over here, we are all...
No, the disparity is huge.
The disparity is huge.
Huge.
You worked there. You worked in the West. You worked for...
Over here also, the disparity is huge. I mean, those are conversations that have been happening for a while, I suppose. We've got some people who, like Siddharth, is a part of the Producers Guild. He heads it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So even he's having those, even he's like having those conversations. I feel like people are having these conversations, but change doesn't happen overnight. There is a lot of resistance before change. And I feel like as far as we are having these conversations and we're persistent about these conversations, someday, we will be at either the beginning of that change, or at least we know we've been a part of that change.
Yeah, but I think we are right at the edge right now.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है.
हम लोग उसी दौर पे कि हम बदलता वक्त देख रहे हैं. तू देखना AI देख रहे हैं. We are looking at AI, the biggest.
अरे और हम लोग कैसेट टेप और हमने ग्रामोफोन भी देखा है यार.
True that. How are we that old?
और हमने देखा तो है ना.
देखा तो है.
देखा तो है.
कैसेट वाले तो थे हम लोग यार. कैसेट वाले तो तू अभी है और मैं भी थे.
ये सब हमने we've used it, right?
True.
मगर मैं कह रही हूँ कि हमने वो भी देखा है. अगर आज आप किसी को वॉकमैन दिखाओगे तो आज के बच्चे ने देखा तक नहीं है.
Dude, actually there are memes out there where a child was actually asking ये टेप को देख के कि ये क्या है.
They haven't, you know, like at least our grandparents have.
Saima, have you seen one? A cassette?
See a cassette probably. See a Walkman she hasn't seen.
22-year-old girl sitting with us in the studios.
Isn't that crazy? So I feel like, of course, हम बौखला गए यार. बहुत सारी चीजें हो रही हैं यार इर्द गिर्द.
And what about AI? What do you think? Have you ever given it a thought that Kubbra Sait would not need to work for the rest of our life? They will take your image, they will take your likeness, they will understand this smile that you just gave right now, the way you're looking at me right now, and just create a digital avatar of it, and then cast you in every language of a film, and you just
rights.
है ना? You sell.
I'll sell the rights. I'll sit at home.
ये है ना future?
Why not?
तूने ब्लैक मिरर का फर्स्ट एपिसोड देखा सीजन 6 का? सलमा हैक के साथ यही हो रहा है.
At the end of the day ना, Manny, मेरे को लगता है कि all of us are going to end up in a hospice. It's as simple as that now. Let's be honest, that is the truth.
सत्य वचन.
Right? So we are going to, at best, land up in a hospice, right? At best.
ठीक है, सही तो कह रही थी उस चीज को. But yeah, man.
So then, if someone can pay for my hospice, even if it's just my image or my voice or my smile, I think I may. See, ideally, what is it? The idea is, oh man, I'm going to be the happiest memory in the minds of people. Now I'll at least be a happy image in the minds of people.
Dude, I heard about.
Did I just have like a very aha moment?
No, you did a perfect moment. This is real. As real as the conversation about people saying that soon enough, you will be able to immortalize your loved ones. You, for example, want to, let's say your husband or your wife, you create the digital avatar of it, the voice of it and all that, and even after they're gone, people have done that. They have taken their mother's qualities and everything and मतलब पूरी तरीके से सामने वाले को समझ लिया.
अरे dude, people are marrying their mothers and all यार these days.
That's another level of incest, but it's absolutely fine.
No, I'm saying they're creating images.
Yeah. अरे पर ये सोच कि
just like even silicone like looking people.
Yeah, that वो फिर भी ठीक है. वो फिर भी ठीक है. But imagine that your mother, उनकी सारी qualities, जैसे वो सोचती हैं, जैसे बात करती हैं, जैसे वो आपके साथ है, वो सारी qualities ले ली, उनकी आवाज ले ली, and even after she is gone, 20 years later also you are in a dilemma and you want to ask her something कि अगर माँ होती तो मैं उनसे पूछता कि मुझे क्या करना चाहिए, and you call up the phone and it's your mother speaking to you. It is her.
I think it's a bit obsessive.
Bro, this is happening.
No, let it happen, but I still think it's a little obsessive.
मतलब
I also feel that.
जाने दो.
जाने दो. I mean, जिस चीज. Okay, like for example, we think of like, oh my God, this moment is so difficult, and someone says, oh no, let it go. We can't let this go.
Yeah.
I mean, which we should ideally, so that we move and progress into the next moment, but we don't let it go. अभी जो बीत गया उसको भी पकड़ के रखना है. भाई साहब बहुत बैंडविड्थ है यार.
You're immortal.
मुझे नहीं चाहिए भाई.
है ना, जाना है ना?
नहीं, मेरा ठीक है.
है ना, immortal.
मेरा ऐसा, okay, thank you very much. मैं टिकट इन टिकट आउट.
कि मतलब यार किसी दिन ऐसे ये वाला हियर अ जोक एंड कुबरा को कॉल लगा लिया एंड कुबरा वही जोक सुना रही वो जो कुबरा सुनाती. मतलब that kind of a thing. That's weird, but.
Is that what you want? Is that what you're trying to convince me of? What is going on?
Please crack your jokes. I don't want you to.
Forget about my jokes. And I promise you, the day you think of me, you will laugh like this only. Saying ऐसे ही बात हुई थी.
Yeah, man.
Our memories are stronger than anything else.
But people latch on to life, no? कैसे साला last minute तक के, even no matter how long you've lived, but you will always latch on to it till that last moment. So, yeah.
But that's the chink in our armor. That is the bug in our system. So it's cool. At least we know.
Are you going to write about it in your next book? How's your house? And did I say it? Shilo, can we reintroduce again? No. And author.
No, you did.
This is dude, you wrote a book, man. So cool. This is fabulous. This is fabulous.
I wrote a book.
Yeah, and are there more books on your mind? Is there something else that you're going to write, or have you poured your heart out in this one?
No, I think right now what's on my mind is that I want to live a life that I can write a book about. So that's where we are. Like, I think this was a very interesting exercise of looking back and saying, oh, okay, cool, this is how far I've come and this is what I've learned. And it's pretty interesting, nicely done. Now, what have I learned? Can I try to create a new path with everything that I've already learned? Or at least,
true.
Even learning is a work in progress. You know, there's like a revision that's required all the time. You can't learn something and it's not absolute.
Yeah, true that.
So I feel like
it's an ongoing process.
It is an ongoing process, at least for me. And I'm not cognizant saying I'm living my life so that I can write a book. But I think what needs to happen in another book will happen when it's...
होगा तो मतलब कोई ना कोई topic maybe...
Or by
the different men in your life, people who you've known, or your...
अरे Manny, can I tell you this? एक बार ना मैंने एक letter लिख दिया था ऐसे. जब मैं शायद 16-17 साल की थी. I wrote.
बस अभी कल परसों की बात है.
ये भी बात सही है, मगर मैंने अपने सारे बॉयफ्रेंड्स के बारे में लिख दिया था यार.
See, so cool.
मतलब वो बॉयफ्रेंड्स थे नहीं, वो मेरे बॉयफ्रेंड्स नहीं थे, वो मेरे दिमाग
में तुम बॉयफ्रेंड से हो. हाँ. उनको मालूम पड़ा उसके बाद?
नहीं. My mom found the letter. Job.
You wrote a letter.
I wrote, yeah. It wasn't even a letter. It was like a letter to a pen pal. Yeah, she was first of. ये तो पहले इंडियन पेरेंट्स या जाके नाक घुसेड़ते, और फिर जो नहीं ढूंढना चाहिए. प्रिवेसी नाम की चीज नहीं है यार हमारे घरों में.
That is true, man.
तो गए और उन्होंने उनको मिल गया.
प्रिवेसी नहीं है.
और फिर मेरा ये भी नहीं है पूछने का कि आपने मेरा लेटर पढ़ा धाड़.
सवाल कैसे पूछ रहे? वो तो पढ़ना ही है मेरे को. Dude, that's another thing, man. That's another thing that sometimes, I mean, you would definitely feel for the Indian child, you know, and the Indian son, the quintessential Indian son who's supposed to provide, the one who's supposed to do the Indian quintessential daughter who's supposed to be paraya ghar ki.
Yeah. No, all of that is changing.
Yeah.
All of that is changing. I know it's changing. I see it changing. I'm a part of that change. Like, when I was 17, मुझे शादी करनी थी. That was the only way I would be able to like forge a new destiny for myself. That was my only way to get out of the structure or the conditioning.
Bingo. That's the reason why most of the people actually निकलने के लिए, just to get out of the clutches.
That was my thought. But it was also an incomplete thought because I was incomplete myself. I was figuring things out for myself. I was trying new things. I was failing. I was picking myself up. I was doing it again and doing it again. And then finally, yeah, somewhere along the way you realize, अरे नहीं यार, मुझ में भी थोड़ी बहुत value तो है यार, ये कुछ तो है यहाँ पे कुछ, you know. So I guess once you recognize that value, you don't attach yourself to a human being because they just provide something that is external. It needs to be a lot more processed in that sense. You know, I feel, and I think it took me a long time to even have an idea that a relationship like this can exist.
What's an ideal relationship? Is there one?
Ideal, yes. I mean, तुम अपने ideal से बना रहे हो ना, तो अपने आप से ये तो हो ही सकता है. मतलब अपने दिमाग में exist कर सकती है. I think anything is possible that you work towards. And it cannot be a single-handed, one-way street, you know. It needs to be an amalgamation, you know. वो जब आप ये दीवारें पेंट कर रहे हो तो थिनर और पेंट दोनों साथ में मिलाना पड़ता तो है ना यार. एक मात्रा. It's the balance of it. And I think it's possible. It's not like it's not possible. But हम लोग आजकल की दुनिया में माँ को तो प्रिजर्व करना चाहते हैं, मगर हम ये नहीं सीखना चाहते कि ये जो वगैरह वगैरह लोग हमारी लाइफ में आए, उन्होंने हमें क्या सिखाया है, उनसे क्या अच्छा रख सकते हैं और हम आगे बढ़ सकते हैं. और फिर हम कुछ ऐसा छोड़ जाएं जो जिसके लिए हम याद रहें, but not our clones.
Totally.
You know, I think if we get there, all this is actually worth it. All of this that is happening is worth it.
True. But you're a strong-headed individual, Kubbra. It's going to be quite a task to date you, is it?
Is it? No.
Has anybody ever said that?
Yeah. Recently someone looked at me, first time on dinner table, they said, I'm scared of you. I said, then go sit there.
No, but tell me.
What do I tell them?
It's maybe men have not been trained.
They're not dogs.
No, but tell me about the simple fact. A lot of people would like to believe so. But come to think of it, like the men would never know how to react to a strong-headed woman in their life because
they've been mollycoddled their entire life.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Their mommies told them that they are Raja Beta and they are, the next thing, to the best thing that happened to their life. That they don't make anything out of their life, you know. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I say that we have been now the few of us who have the opportunity to, we just shined. Not because we were proving a point, but because there was a crevice, there was space for us to shine.
And this is exactly what happened.
If there are women who are shining through the cracks, it's because we are light.
Yeah.
Cool, that's it. I mean, इसमें debate की क्या बात है यार? तुम करो ना यार. हम किसी को नहीं रोक रहे हैं और कोई हमको, but it's just that, you know, it's been a belief कि नहीं, you know, और वो belief system change हो रहा है.
Wearing the pants in the family is no longer a statement.
No, bhai, yeah, I'll wear shorts, I'll wear skirt, I'll wear bikini, I'll wear fucking whatever I want to wear, yeah.
Well done on that, girl.
है ना, babe?
It's changing times and changing mindsets for in a lot of things. What about the film industry? Do you think like the whole conversation about here is a Kubbra Sait coming from outside the film industry and doing her thing in here. Till a few years back, conversations about nepotism, conversations about people working within the industry. Changing times over there too, or too early to say?
नहीं, I think, you know, ये nepotism का मामला is a bit like now. पहले it was really nice for clickbait and it was like, but if you go to the root of it,
it's good work. That's about it. If you can do good
what
work.
What is going to sustain is going to sustain. At the end of the day, nobody is making fun. Nobody is making films for like an ultimate release or like a purpose. Everybody is doing it because it's also great money. It's also so many livelihoods that are being fed. There are so many children going to school because their parents work as lightmen in our industry. Let's just be honest about it. It's a business, it's a structure. It's not right all the time, it's not wrong all the time, but people are making ends meet. We were just talking about the writer's strike, right? Everybody has a fear inside them about something they don't know. We don't know how things are going to affect our lives. So I feel like we should stop acting like we're doing the world a favor.
True that.
To be honest. अगर मेरे पास पैसा है और मेरे बच्चे को ये करना है तो ठीक है ना यार. अगर मैं एक बहुत बड़े लॉ स्कूल में अलुमिनस हूँ तो मैं अपने बच्चे को नहीं यूज करूँगा. क्या सिफारिश यार. अगर मैं डेंटिस्ट हूँ, आई एम सॉरी यार, माय फेवरेट डेंटिस्ट इन द होल वर्ल्ड इज सुचेतन प्रधान. हिज सन इज अ डेंटिस्ट टू. तो क्या ये नेपोटिज्म हो गया?
जवाब दीजिए.
मतलब मेरे डेंटिस्ट का बेटा डेंटिस्ट है.
And what you clearly said, Kubbie, which makes a lot of sense, and for everyone to understand that, भाई तुम्हारे फिल्म के lead hero heroine are not the film in its entirety.
The story
there
is
are
the
a lot of
music
people who are involved in there, and जब उनकी बैंड बजती है because of this topic, that's where कोई गलती नहीं उस लाइटमैन की, कोई गलती नहीं उस टेक्नीशियन की है, एनीबडी. उनकी फिल्म के अंदर अगर कुछ हो गया तो बाकी सबकी भी बैंड बजे उनके चक्कर में. बट Kubbie, so yeah, man, you're in a great space. You're in a happy space. We celebrated. We were live on her birthday on live on TV.
Something amazing that happened.
What?
Oh my God! So this is too funny. Okay,
when
let's see where this goes.
When you laugh like
that,
okay,
we'll see where this goes. Okay, but honestly, so most recently, I've had the greatest fortune to work with Nana Patekar.
क्या बात कर रही है?
Okay, and Nana sir is brilliant, and Nana sir is beautiful, and Nana sir is awesome. Okay.
Awesome. एक सेकंड जमीन की मिट्टी यूं
लगाऊं. Okay, he's superb. Yeah, he is. Now randomly, now he's my friend also. I'm having normal conversations.
You're friends with Nana Patekar.
Okay, like please, yeah, he likes me. Okay.
Yeah.
Please, we like each other and we're like talking. He's telling me stories and everything. Okay. Now everything is going fine, but I have to go and do something stupid. So what have I done? I realized that the birthday you were talking about. Remember, after this show, we went to celebrate, and the cake. Do you remember the cake?
The cake. What was the cake?
The cake had Nana sir's face.
Oh shit! Yes, we've had that cake. From yeah, I know that film. I know we've done that.
Anna?
But why did we put that down?
Because you all said I was short-tempered like Nana Patekar.
Oh shit! Yes. Did you tell him that?
I did, and then he stopped being my friend.
सुनाई नहीं देता तुझे? जोर जोर से चिल्लाएंगे.
No, he's lovely. He's still my friend.
He's just amazing. There are a few people, Irfan Saab, Nana Patekar, these are a few people for me.
So good, yeah. And then Prakash sir, so fun.
Prakash Shah? Oh yes, yes. Do you know Prakash Shah has so many malls in Patna?
Yes! I know, he's a businessman.
Yeah, I walked around and I said, ये प्रकाश झा सर का मॉल है. मैंने कहा, पर वो तो फिल्म बनाते हैं. But yeah, you're working again? Nothing? Something with Nana? Something that I don't know?
Yes. So we did a show for Jio called Lal Batti.
It's out?
No, we're working on it just now. So that's a really cool show. I'm looking forward to that.
Kubbra and Nana Patekar in the frame together, that'll be something for me.
Yeah, and Mohammad Zishan Ayub and
Wow,
Saurabh Goel
he's so cool,
and
man.
Kranti P. Jha.
Do you miss hosting? Do you still host?
I do. I
Yeah?
enjoy hosting.
Yeah?
I really enjoy hosting. Like, hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And it's just so much fun. Like
Yeah,
now
man.
I can get away with like,
Now you can because you're also...
yeah, it's like, ha, she's a celebrity, she's so funny.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Otherwise, we had
For
to like,
all
follow
our-
protocol, yeah.
For our all host and anchor brethren who are out there, they really are a hard-working bunch,
They
man.
are because there are so many protocols. And, I feel still a lot easier when I was also hosting, and I was also hosting for years, my God, so many years. But I felt like as we were like moving into time, like the protocols became stricter.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm still fighting those
You
norms
fucked up on
because I
stage
don't
sometimes, किसी show का कहीं पे कुछ and...
No, but there was... See, for example, right, they would get really upset if, say, I said a designation wrong.
Yeah, no.
Then they would be like event
यार
manager.
तुमने managing director की जगह chief managing director नहीं बोला?
Yeah, and then to now you have like
CMD sir गुस्सा हो गए, चले गए.
CXD, OCD, OCS, oh my God.
And most of them are R&R shows where rewards are given away and all that. So दिन एक event के अंदर होते हैं कुछ 400 नाम.
नहीं, वो पहले हुआ करता था.
वो एक
आजकल हम वो awards नहीं host करते.
हाँ, but उसके बाद जब
मगर होते हैं
जिनके
awards,
होते हैं
वो.
वो 400 नाम. After one point of time, you are not a host, you are a directory.
Yeah.
Just reading out names.
Because you also have to tell which district they come from.
Yeah.
And I had superstar
What?
before every name.
Oh, wow. You gotta make those people feel special.
Because
huh?
it's their day.
Yeah,
it
man.
may be our...
Such a pious job we do.
I love that job.
Yeah, it is.
Fun. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, of course. Of
No,
course.
you too?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, me too.
Totally. As been in the game. But yeah, man. Kubbra Sait?
Yeah, we spoke about everything.
Not everything.
Well, almost.
We'll do another episode for other things, and I don't know. Maybe you can be on the other side. Maybe you should start a podcast of your own. What is the next thing that you're gonna do? Is it you've acted, you've hosted, romantic films for you ever? Would you
I
ever
wanna
look
do a
forward to this?
romantic
Would you do the chiffon sari dance?
I think I'll be terrible at it, but I'll train.
Nah, you dance, but you dance like a...
I dance like a hooligan,
Yeah.
Mummy.
You're Bangalore
Yeah,
dancer
my
at
God,
times.
no.
Both you and your brother, both I've seen him also do the same thing.
Yeah.
The Danish Sait is
Actually,
another...
when I see him dance, he's a lot more put together. He's more like this guy.
No, it's become that now. No, because now he's Danish Sait. Now he's just...
Really?
He's shrugging, he's
He's
moving.
doing that. But no, even before, yeah, he was just this guy. Jawani Jane Man, I had to do, oh my God, I was so nervous. I had not eaten anything. I was so nervous. I can't dance.
So dancing
Yeah,
doesn't
but I
come...
want to do-
dancing
I want
doesn't
to
come
do-
naturally to the Sait brother sisters.
Also, I want to like do one big, one commercial film.
हाँ,
मेरे को ऐसा
मतलब...
कुछ करना है.
और एक एक्शन तो कर लिया तूने हॉलीवुड में जाके एक्शन क्या होता
मगर
है
यहाँ पे भी एक्शन करना है. Like, मतलब किया तो है एक्शन अभी. यहाँ पे किया है. हाँ, किया है. वन में भी किया है.
जब ऐसा सोचना
हाँ,
पड़
किया
जाए
है,
ना
किया
उसमें
है.
ही मजा है
किया है.
when you look back at your work and say
किया है.
when did I do that and how much more
अरे
that
एक बार तो एक्शन करते करते तो हाथ टूटा.
oh yes the fashionista Kubbra Sait when she was out
You
wearing
saw me
her
wearing those
those
amazing.
हाथ टूटा हुआ
yeah.
फैशन ना जाए हाथ से
Yeah,
और तो पूरा कलरफुल कुछ तो पहना
So
था
no,
तूने
once we went out, there was friend's wedding, and then we went and I was wearing that brace, and the paps were too funny, yeah, paps. They went like, और मैंने कुकू जी एक हाथ के साथ. I was like, एक हाथ के साथ क्या होता है?
hey the Shah Rukh Khan did it when his hand
Yeah.
broke during IPL he had a golden thingy. Is he one of your favorite Khans? Who's
Always,
your
no.
favorite Khan? Who
It's been Shah Rukh.
always?
Always.
You've always
But
liked-
no, I think Saif is also wonderful. I think all of them are really different. I've never
You
really
worked
like
with Saif?
hung out, and Salman.
And Salman, yeah.
But I feel like, and I've just met Amir once, but I feel every single Khan is so different and they define our generation in such different ways. you know, like this rebellious and tough-headed, you know, vibe that comes from Salman. You have the romantic side that comes from Shah Rukh. You have the cerebral, creative side that comes from Amir.
And as a host also, Shah Rukh, you've hosted with him, no?
No, I hosted his birthday. And I think his 50th birthday, no?
You hosted Shah Rukh Khan's birthday?
Or 49, something like that. I hosted his birthday. And I was once in Kochi, where he was the keynote speaker. And I remember still, he came on stage and he said, "Thank you very much, Kubbra." And I was like, "Oh, you remember my name?" And he says, "Oh, how can I forget someone who's doing such a great job?" That's it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was
Shah Rukh Khan.
Moksha happened right here immediately. And then once, you know, he helped me move chairs on stage and stuff like that. He's really really nice. He's wonderful, like, but I think that's his superpower. But that's just Shah Rukh, no.
True. May you be working with him soon enough. May you be working with many more Khans and many more. May they be working with you. Kubbra Sait, you have been absolutely.
I think today it's really not that power game, no. Like, stories are being written, characters are being drafted, stars are becoming human again. There's a relatability. People are looking for humans in their stars. You know, like when I see the trial and I see a Kajol, I can. Like, I hear people like speak about it. The show's just released, but there's like conversation around, you know, how she holds her own, how she brings this story forward. And it's true, right? Like, she's the sweetheart of how many generations? At least two. At least two.
We are definitely included in that.
Two generations. Easy. Right? So
now we're talking like oldies, but thank you so much, Kubbra Sait, for being here. Thanks for
man.
being my Kubbie Doobie.
I love you.
Before you leave, what's your mantra of life?
Oh, what's my mantra?
What's your mantra of life?
Of life. Wow, so much I spoke. What's my mantra of life? How to capsulize everything like this in one phrase?
That's also true. I'd like to leave it at that.
No?
I'd like to leave it at that.
Okay.
She's finding a mantra in life. She's found it, but she will not be able to define it because she sometimes can't. You can't, man. I love the space we are in right now. Let's go back exactly where we came from, Kubbra Sait.
Come on.
Yeah,
let's do it.
we left something, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to go and finish that up.